All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're not just going to learn some Italian grammar. Nope. We're going to do something much more interesting. We're going to deconstruct the system of how to learn any language, and we'll be using this fantastic Italian workbook as our guide.
I mean, who hasn't, right? It's this universal desire, this pull to connect with a new culture, to challenge your mind, maybe just to order a coffee in Rome with perfect flair. It's an adventure just waiting to happen. But you know what? Every adventure needs a plan.
And this is our map. We're going to look inside this grammar workbook, not as just a collection of boring rules, but as a carefully designed roadmap. It's engineered to take you from point A all the way to fluency.
So, what does the architecture of a map like this even look like? Well, the first rule of any good journey is knowing the path ahead. And the way this book is designed, wow, it reveals that path with incredible clarity.
Think about it, right? You can't learn to run before you can walk. The best, most effective learning is always structured. It's sequential, it builds on itself, it doesn't just throw you into the deep end, it guides you, one step at a time.
And this book takes that idea of a clear path so literally. I mean, the index lays out the entire language alphabetically, from A to Z. You start with the absolute fundamentals in section A, things like articles and nouns, and you methodically work your way up to these incredibly advanced concepts, like the subjunctive mood or complex syntax, way down in the final chapters. The whole thing is laid out for you.
So let's see how this actually works in practice. We're zooming in on Chapter A, the very first steps, because any great journey has to start with small, manageable steps, right? You got to build that confidence.
Okay, and here is one of the coolest features of this system. See this little rating? Livello difficulty, basso. That means low difficulty. The book tells you exactly how hard each exercise is going to be, so you're never caught off guard. You always know what kind of challenge is coming.
So let's put it to the test right now. Here's a simple exercise right from that first low difficulty section. You see the singular il libro nuovo. What do you think the plural is? Go on, take a second, think about it.
The answer is I libri nuovi. Now, did you get it right? Maybe, maybe not. But honestly, that's not even the most important part. The crucial thing is that you can just flip to the solutions page and find out immediately.
And that, right there, that is the secret sauce. This loop, you practice, you get instant feedback, you make the correction. That is what powers real learning. It reinforces the correct pathways in your brain, and it fixes your mistakes before they become bad habits. It's this constant, low-stakes cycle that builds a rock-solid foundation.
Okay, so we've taken our first steps. That's great. But a good roadmap doesn't just show you the starting line, it guides you all the way up the mountain. So let's see how the challenge ramps up.
Just look at this comparison. On the left, we've got our basso, that low difficulty exercise from earlier. Simple plurals. But on the right, from just a few pages later, we have a medio alto, or medium-high difficulty exercise. The progression is it's crystal clear.
So, in this more advanced exercise, you're not just changing nouns anymore. Now you have to understand the context of a whole paragraph and conjugate multiple verbs correctly. It's a bigger challenge, for sure, but it's a challenge you're ready for because you've already mastered all the previous steps. Each level just builds on the last. So we've seen the starting point and we've seen the climb. Now let's get a little glimpse of the view from the top. Where does this whole journey actually lead?
It leads right here, to mastering things like the subjunctive, which lets you express doubt, desire, and emotion, to hypothetical sentences, so you can talk about all those what-if scenarios. This is the grammar of nuanced, sophisticated, real communication.
And that's the whole point, isn't it? This journey is designed to take you from knowing simple words like book and table all the way to expressing your most complex ideas, your hopes, your opinions. That's the real destination, true fluency. So, as we start to wrap this up, what is the single most powerful tool this map gives you for your journey? What's the real secret weapon here? It's this, the key. The power of this whole system isn't just in the practice problems themselves. It's in the fact that you, the learner, hold the key to the answers. You are in control. You have the power to check your own work, identify your own mistakes, and correct your own course. It all really boils down to this simple but powerful four-step learning engine. You learn a rule, you practice it, you check your work instantly, and then you move on to the next thing with confidence. This cycle, just repeated over and over and over, that's what builds mastery. And that really is the ultimate takeaway. What we've looked at today isn't just a way to teach Italian,
It's a system that is designed for learning. It empowers you, the student, by giving you a clear path, manageable steps, and the tools you need for self-correction.
You know, this kind of framework can be applied to almost anything you want to master. So the real question isn't just about learning Italian. It's about looking at your own goals and asking yourself, what journey will you start next?